we're back.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're back, continuing our Christmas stuff. Yeah.
That's right. Our Christmas story. We
Yeah.
talked about angels and we talked about
shepherds.
There you go. And we're going to talk about
animals.
Yeah. Shepherds have to have animals.
Yes, they do. They do. Yeah. So obviously, they had the sheep, but they were in a manger in a stable, so there had to have been other animals there.
Guessing
right?
there might have been.
Likely.
It doesn't say so in the Bible. It doesn't say in that part of the Bible. No, in the story it doesn't tell us.
Yeah.
But we're going to infer.
Yes.
Because of some other verses later on in Luke 13, I think it is 15, something like that, talks about oxen and a donkey, and we know there probably was the donkey because I doubt they let the donkey go once they got to the manger. Do you think?
And I doubt that. They probably tied him up and were like, okay, you stay here. So we can just infer. And I think the importance of having animals there comes from in Romans 8, verses 18 through 23, which I'm just going to kind of like summarize what it says. But basically saying that, all of creation, God created, and, we were given dominion over creation and over the animals. And along with humans, creation fell into sin. And so creation's been sharing in those labor pains, whether, foraging for food, hunting for food, birthing, babies and all those pains. So they're also waiting for their savior to come and, and right the wrong that sin has created. And so basically, that's what it's saying is that all of creation is waiting along with humanity to have this savior because we've all fallen into this sin.
Yeah.
And the animals are created for a purpose. They all have their own purpose. Like we were talking about, there were most likely cattle and stuff like that that had to do with plowing fields and everything like that, and sacrifices.
Right.
And
the donkey. Yeah.
And the donkey.
I mean, there were discussions. I mean, David rode a donkey, right? Jesus rode a donkey. Mary rode a donkey. I was telling Jen that it was like one version said 90 miles, another said 75. Two different. I can't even imagine riding a donkey pregnant.
Yeah.
75 miles.
No.
Let alone 90 miles.
No. And it's not smooth, nice little road. It's definitely most likely hills.
Oh, yeah, hills and rocks and.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So we know that we're guessing that, not guessing, but we're going to infer, right? There was a donkey was still there.
Yep. At least the one that she rode, if
that's
not
right.
more.
If not more, but could have been since they, stopped. There was no place for them to stay. Yeah. I mean, people had come for the census.
Yeah.
And so there were probably thousands of people there.
Yeah.
And places were already, family already had people put up, but all they had was this manger,
Yeah. With the sticky, smelly animals and stuff like that. Yeah, not what you think of when you're giving birth that you want to deal with, right?
No. But yeah, so I'm just trying to think of some other ideas of what other animals might be there. But really, at this time, when you look back into if you look back into researching it, that's kind of what we find when we look in the Bible. That's kind of what reflects.
Yeah.
I do say that I have a rooster on my nativity scene. It's a flannel back. It's kind of like a cloth back. I put it together.
Oh, okay.
And the rooster's on top of the stable.
Yeah.
But I don't know why the rooster's there. Yeah, but he's there, and I think there might be some chickens along the fence or something.
Well, yeah, and I would definitely say that would be a good inference that they would have been there. Because I think, like you said, the possibility was that, it was representing how Peter had denied, and the cock crowed, however, 3 times. Yeah, that was a definite inference on my flannel back. Yes.
For my nativity scene.
Yes. But no, I mean that
we don't
would
know
say
what was
that
there.
they were there. Sometime in the Bible, like later on in Luke, how it says that there's the donkey and the oxen.
Yeah.
Like they should still pull it from a pit even on the Sabbath. So that's in Luke.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like inferring that there were some sort of animals.
That there were some sort of animals. And definitely we know that probably left behind because the shepherds came with sheep, I'm guessing, because I doubt they left them in the flock, and then they left, and then they came back, you know? So maybe there were some sheep that stayed behind like, I want to stay here.
I'm staying here, and you can't make me
move. That's right. So I think, you know, they did play a part in that because, number one, we know that the lamb represents Jesus because he was the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
Initially, you had it back in Abraham when he was supposed to sacrifice. Remember, and
supposed to sacrifice Isaac.
Yeah. And that was a sacrifice, but he didn't have to, and he didn't make him sacrifice his son. He sacrificed his own son.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did.
So a lot of things can go into our discussion, and again, you can go in all kinds of directions with talking about the animals of the Bible and who might have been there and who might not have. But we know that there are at least two, donkey and a lamb.
At least two.
That definitely would be symbolism for Jesus in his future.
Yeah, because I think it's really cool that, you know, he rode in on a donkey in Mary's womb.
That's right.
On the way
to being birthed.
Yeah. And then on the way to his death in Jerusalem. 33 years later.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah, when you start putting the pieces and puzzles together, it's amazing how God used men to put all these words together to help us understand the full picture and story of Jesus.
Yeah. And even animals play an important part.
I know, they do.
Yeah.
They do. So.
Yeah. We got one last part for you.
I know.
And then that'll be it. Then we'll have something else for you.
That's right.
But
who are we going to look at next?
Who are we going to look at next?
Yeah.
The wise men.
Oh, yeah. That's the coolest of all, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right.
We'll be looking at that.
You guys have a great week, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.